So, are you an avid reader and you're looking for a fun bookmark project idea? Stay tuned and I'll show you how to make these super easy fabric bookmarks with charms. Hi there, welcome to Craft with Catherine. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make these really easy charmed bookmarks. So I've created two sizes. I have these skinny bookmarks that measures around 1 centimeter, and I also have these chunkier bookmarks that measure around 1.5 inches. So I just used some random charms and beads that I had lying around, and I created a really easy cut file to cut out these rectangle shapes with my Cricut maker. Used some old jewelry that no one was wearing. I asked my mom if she had some old jewelry, and she handed me some earrings and necklaces. So earrings are great because you can take them apart and put one on each end. And it's also a great way just to use up jewelry that you have that you still think is pretty but you just never wear anymore. And then I just created them along with some beads and some faux leather vinyl. And I also made some suede tassels, but you can buy these at any craft shop. So these are a really pretty way to decorate your book while you're reading. So to make the charmed bookmarks, you're going to need some faux suede cord if you want to make tassels from scratch, or you can just buy tassels. You're going to need an assortment of beads and charms. You're going to need some fabric to make the bookmarks out of. You can also just use ribbon, but if you want to cut fabric, I recommend a faux leather vinyl. This tool is for breaking glass, but it's also very useful for closing the ribbon ends. And I'd recommend this jewelry set. I'll put a link below. I bought it on Amazon. I find it really handy because it comes with everything that you need for most projects. It has an assortment of jewelry pliers and some wire, which I'll be using to make the tassels. It also came with an assortment of jewelry pieces and some ribbon ends for making the bookmarks with jump rings. And I don't know what these are called, but they're like loops on with a stick, and you use that for beading the charms. And you're also going to need the free pattern that you can find on my blog. I'll put a link below, and you can find it in my free resource library. So first you have to go to my blog to download the files. It's a free file for personal use. And then you just, after you've unzipped the file, you go to Browse. I recommend selecting the SVG, but you can use any of the files. It depends on your software. And then click Save. Then select the uploaded file. And here you can see that there's two files. There's the 1.5 inch and the 1 centimeter. So just select Ungroup. And we're just going to work with the small file. So now you turn off the layers you're not using. Now go to Make It. And here you can select your design to go any way you want. So I'm going to make it vertical. And just line it up to the side. And it measures just over 10 inches. So I recommend using a brand new sheet of vinyl, not any scraps. That way it's long enough for the design. And now you just go to Continue. And you can select whatever material coordinates with what you're using today to make your bookmarks. So you can use a faux leather if you have thin leather, and that uses the fine point needle, cotton, heavy fabrics, or you can browse through the fabrics to find what you need. I'm just going to select heavy fabrics and set it to less because I think that will work well with the faux leather that I'm using today. I'm just going to upload the rotary blade, and now it's all set to cut out the fabric. So after you've downloaded the pattern and it's all set up on your computer, you just want to set up your mat. So the strips measure 10 inches long. So make sure, well, what I recommend is that you use a brand new piece of fabric. That way you don't make any mistakes. And I'm just putting down some painter's tape just so that it doesn't move around, because it's going to cut along the edge here, so I find this helps a bit. Great, so now this is ready to be sent to the machine. So here are 2 pieces cut out. With the download, you'll see that there's a larger piece that you can make big bookmarks with, and the smaller one. The smaller one measures 1 centimeter. So I'm just going to get started. So I bought this kit on Amazon. I'll put a link below. I really like it. It came with a lot more than I was expecting. I bought it because I needed some jewelry pliers. So just because I had misplaced mine, but it also comes with a lot of other stuff. So I'm just going to be using the accessories that came with the kit, as well as the 2 jewelry pliers. I'm really happy with it, and I'm also using the wire to create the tassel. So the first step is to open up the kit, and you just want to select the little clips here. So I bought this, I can't believe it, I can't remember if this came as a bundle or separately. So these are actually glass breaking pliers, but they work really well with these little keychain things. And so you just kind of sandwich it along the top, and then you place the end into it. And so you just attach the 2 sides, and you can see how quick and easy it is. So here you go. So you can imagine that you can make so many things with these little attachments. You can make a bracelet, all sorts of things, keychains, but it works really well if you just leave it open and flat like this. It's a really cool bookmark. So I have the 2 pieces completed, and I'm just going to make some similar to this bookmark right here. So I have some blue beads, and I'm just going to improvise. So I also have this. This is some leftover jewelry that I got from my mom. I asked her, just because she buys so much jewelry, and I knew she may have some old stuff hanging around. So I'm just going to take some pieces apart as the charms, maybe these ones right here. So you can see that I have the 2 big ones here. And so now I'm going to use these. I don't know what they're called, but they are like sticks with round parts on the end, and therefore creating links with your jewelry. So I searched everywhere today and I couldn't find any longer ones, so I have to make do with what I have. Great, so you can see that I'm just going to try and focus. So you can see that I just attached the jewelry thing on the end here, and now I'm going to select a bead so it looks like it'll fit. So I'm just going to bend the end over, and now I just left it open a little bit, so now I'm going to put another link onto it. So here you can see that you can get really creative and create so many different designs. So I'm just putting a third bead on, and I'm just going to curl the end down. So I'm just going to select a few of the second smallest loops and put that through. And I'm going to do the blue with the black. So I just attached them to the ends here. So here's some fake suede cord. I just picked this up at the dollar store. So I'm just going to make some tassels. I only found some cotton ones when I went out shopping today, and I really had my heart set on making some leather cords, leather tassels. So I thought I'd try making them myself. So here you can see that they look a little bit more rustic. There are different accessories that you can get online. I'm going to try and find some for my next video because I really like being able to make custom tassels. So here you can see I just undid the whole thing and I found the center. So I'm just going to cut it in half because I already know when I made this tassel that that's half, and I really like how that looks. It's chunky and I think it'll make a cool design. So afterwards I just cut out a piece of cardstock. You can see it's just like heavy paper, and I just eyeballed it, so I want my tassel to be about this size. And next I'm just going to wrap it around. And now I'm just going to cut down the bottom, and you can see that it makes a bunch of short threads that are all the same size. So now I'm going to go back to this little kit here. I really like the selection. I find it has just everything that I need for this project. And so this is the biggest hoop. I'm just going to close this hoop. Just going to thread these through one by one and try to keep them all about the same length. And now I'm just going to just sort of get all the strings the same way, the same length. So you can see they kind of stick to each other, so it's good to make them the same length as you work. There. So now I'm just going to eyeball the center. And here you can see the beginnings of the tassel. So now I'm just going to take this wire here. So what I'm going to do is just leave a little tail. And I'm just going to start at the top and work down about 1/2 centimeter and then roll it back up. And I'm just going to try and cover up any exposed frame marks so it looks nice and clean. And then I'm going to trim that off and then just give it a twirl. And then I'm just going to trim it a bit more. And then just tuck it under so that it won't poke anyone. So here you can see the tassels. I guess you could say it's done. But what I'm going to do is add a few more jump hoops just on top. So I like this size. So I'm just going to thread that through. And then close the jump loop. So now I'm just going to repeat that to create the second one. So here you can see the finished designs. This is the finished skinny bookmark with, I added a bead and the tassels. So you can see that there's a lot of different ways that you can create these bookmarks. And as you can see, they fit really nicely into a book. This is just a regular size book I took off my shelf, and you can see that they are a super cute way to keep your place while reading. And these are super fast to make up, so they definitely make good gifts. You can hand them out at your local book club. And well, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe and leave a comment below if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time.